Hello everybody, today I'll be talking about finding the argument of complex numbers in the first and second quadrant. Okay, so what are the first and second quadrants? They are here, this area here, first quadrant, and here's the second quadrant. Okay, so an argument is basically the angle and of the line, and the line will always be something like this, here or here. So the argument of, let's say, this line, this part, let's call it A, the argument of A would be here, here, and the argument of B would be here. This follows so these are the angles as they must touch the x-axis. But in theory, when you calculate angles using the argument method, it goes like this. The angles go in this direction, anti-clockwise. So if you're, let's call this B, if you calculate the argument of A, it would be just that answer. But if you calculate the argument of B, you would use pi minus the angle that you have calculated, as if you calculate the argument of B based on this law, you would actually have found this angle. So you would use pi minus this to find this angle. Okay, let's move into some examples. Okay, one example would be 2 plus 4i. Okay, and since I already haven't mentioned it yet, the formula for argument is inverse tan the b over a. B will represent the number that is in front of I. A will represent the other number. So in this case, tan -1 would be 4, the argument of this would be tan 4 over 2, which was equals to inverse tan 2, which will be 1.107. Okay, it's just that easy. So then we should draw the graph if you can't already visualize it, and you know that 2, so let's just say 2 and 4, so 4 will be around here. So the line will be here. So this is in the first quadrant. So this is your final argument. But let's go to a different example where it isn't in the first quadrant. Let's say the number was -3 plus 5i. Okay, so now we would do the same thing. The argument of this would be inverse tan 5 over -3. But when you're doing this, since you can't inverse tan and negative, you would just ignore the negative for now. So this would give you 1.03. Okay, so like I said, this is a negative here, but you've ignored it here. But let's plot the graph now. So if the graph is somewhat like this, 5 would be here, but since the -3, it will be here, -3. So the point will be here, so this would be your graph. So this angle you have now found is this angle here. But the question would always be looking for this angle. So to find this angle, you would use pi minus 1.03, which would give you 2.11. So 2.11 is your final answer. You shouldn't take this because this is a negative and you would just be giving the wrong answer since it's this angle. But you are looking for this angle. Okay? So thank you for listening. It's quite simple really. So hope you liked it and hope you learned a lot.